was the Red Lake Nation's flag song, equivalent to the national anthem. Well, let's go over to the table. Jeff Grayson and Janet Carpenter, take it away.
All right, thank you, Andrew. That was a tribute to the Red Lake Nation, as Andy said. They're a sovereign nation and the first all-Native American school to be in the state tournament here in Minnesota, and there is quite a crowd, quite a show of support here for the Red Lake Warriors, who are 26-1 coming in against the Wabasso Rabbits.
I had an opportunity to do some speaking in the Red Lake School, and it was really a great experience. And I heard a lot about what great program they had in terms of basketball then, and I know they've been close to getting to the state tournament the last few years. This is a big, momentous occasion, and a lot of the players in their questionnaires say that this is the highlight of everything to bring their team to the state tournament.
And there's fans, they're talking from a 5-state area. Of course, Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, Iowa, and Wisconsin. There are people here at the Civic Center who have traveled here, and you see them showing their support wearing red, black, and white, the team colors of the Warriors. Wabasso, by the way, the Rabbits come in with a record of 20. We have them at 20. What do I have? 23-4. I'm sorry. I was off by a game. 23-4, 26-1 for Red Lake. Wabasso will be in white, trimmed with maroon and gold. They're in the Gopher colors, and Red Lake will wear red, trimmed with black and white. So a special night here already for the Red Lake players, as you mentioned, Janet. In a moment, we'll have the introductions. We'll meet the players, the coaches, and the cheerleaders for our second Class A semifinal. The winner plays Hancock for the title tomorrow at 1. Here are a couple players to keep an eye on tonight. Gerald, Kingbird, and Bob Moore for Red Lake and Wabasso.
Bob Moore averages over 20 points a game. He is another player on the team named Brady Brow, also over 20 points a game.
Gerald Kingbird could have started since he was in 8th grade. Time to meet the teams. Let's go to public address announcer Dick Stanford.
Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our second semifinal of the evening. This game matches the Section 3A champion Wabasso Rabbits with a record of 22-4. And the Section 8A champions with a record of 26-1, the Warriors from Red Lake. And now let's begin our introductions by first meeting the cheerleaders from the respective schools. First, the Wabasso cheerleaders. Alyssa Brandt, Laura Getter, Holly Nestor, Erin Newman, and April Rollick. And now let's meet the cheerleaders from Red Lake High. First, Dawn English, Dina English, Melanie May, Robin Pemberton, and Carissa Kingbird. And now at this time, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the players. First, the Rabbits from Section 3A. Here are your reserve players. First, freshman guard, 5'10" number 10, Mike Seaman. 6' freshman forward, number 11, Zach Plotz. 6' freshman forward, number 15, Andrew Van Looy. 5'11" sophomore forward, number 20, David Price. 5'10" sophomore guard, number 22, Mark Schuler. 6' freshman forward, number 35, Darren Jennings. 6-foot senior guard, number 40, Ryan Raleigh. 5-foot 10-inch freshman guard, number 44, Jacob Jenniges. 5-foot 11-inch sophomore center, number 50, Ted Kosel. And 6-foot 3-inch freshman center, number 55, Matt Shoemaker. And now let's meet the reserves from Red Lake. First, 5-foot 10-inch senior guard, number 24, Arnold Pemberton. 6-foot senior forward, number 31, Lyle Chevaway. 5-foot 8-inch senior guard, number 32, Jeff Peer. 5-foot 10-inch senior forward, number 33, Justin Netto. 6-foot 1-inch junior forward, number 34, Kyle Garrigan. 5-foot 10-inch senior forward, number 40, Chad Prentice. 5-foot 11-inch senior guard, number 42, Wesley Strong. 6-foot 3-inch junior center, number 44, Andy Oganash. 6-foot sophomore center, number 50, Jesse Smith. And 5-foot 10-inch senior guard, number 52, George White. And now, here are your starting lineups. First, at forward for Wabasso, 6-foot junior, number 32, Rod Getter. At forward for Red Lake, 6-foot junior, number 20, Mike Martin. For the Rabbits at forward, number 45, 6'2" senior, Brady Brown. At forward for the Warriors, 6'3" senior, number 35, Robert Smith. At center for Wabasso, 6'2" senior, number 25, Joe Luwaji. At center for Red Lake, 6'3" sophomore, number 54, Delwyn Holthusen. At guard for the Rabbits, 6'1" senior, number 5, Bob Moore. At guard for the Warriors, 6'1" sophomore, number 21, Gerald Kingbird. At guard for Wabasso, 6' junior, number 30, Derrick Jenniges. At guard for Red Lake, 6'1" junior, number 22, Charlie Charnosky. Wabasso head coach is Larry Larson, and head coach for this Red Lake is Douglas DeJarley. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we draw your attention to center court for the presentation of the Sportsmanship Code. Representing Wabasso High School, Ryan Raleigh, and Red Lake, Jeff Peer.
Good evening. Welcome to the Minnesota State High School League State Basketball Tournament. We appreciate your attendance at this tournament and hope you enjoy it.
The state basketball tournament is being played under the rules of Minnesota State High School League. These rules provide for fair play and good sportsmanship among players and coaches. As athletes, we ask the spectators promote the ideals of good sportsmanship, fair play, and respect of our opponents and calls of the officials.
Thank you, gentlemen.
We're set for basketball. You know, this is a special night for Native Americans in this arena, but let's talk about Wabasso too. This is a special night for them. There's a great turnout on the Rabbits side. About 700 people is a population of Wabasso, and 123 students, grades 10 through 12. There's 21 boys out for the team in 4 grades, and we were talking about this a little bit before. The Rabbits do a good job of shuttling players from the B team, the freshmen, and the varsity. Larry Larson kind of having to play traffic cop, moving all those kids around.
That's right. And take a look at our key players tonight. Gerald Kingbird on the right. He has had a great season, just a sophomore.
Now you heard the introductions there, the starting lineups. Wabasso in white, outline in maroon and gold. Off the jump, it will go. Now we got the refs first. Mike Carr, Mike Petrick.
A jumper cannot come down with the basketball. You can tip it up to 3 times, but you cannot bring it down yourself. Red Lake ball.
Warriors in red, outlined with white trim and black trim. As I was saying before, the Rabbits in the visiting white with maroon and gold. Inside right away, baseline. Delwyn, Holthusen. And I'm curious, Janet, here's a pass by the Rabbits right away. Trying to foul Joel Luwaji. I'm curious with this crowd, and it is really a loud Red Lake crowd. Great support here. I'm curious how Wabasso will come out here. It's almost like a road game, not a neutral site game.
That's right, and it is loud. They're obviously coming down with St. Paul, even though they've already played one round in the state tournament. For many, this is where it's at, but there's a lot of nerves anyway.
Joe Luwaji trying to get the Rabbits on the board, and he does. Luwaji had his nose broken earlier in the playoffs, and his coach Larry Larson said thought he might come out timid after that, but he didn't. And it counts. Mike Martin.
So both teams pressing, and with that, a lot of times there's an open player. There they found Mike Martin under the basket. Great pump fake, body control, and shoot for the 3-point play.
Martin, front of the rim, no. Luwaji, his first foul. Possession arrow goes to the Rabbits. I was saying Larry Larson wasn't sure how Luwaji would respond after he had his nose broken playing a few weeks back, but he said he's come back more aggressive. Trying to drop it off. Brady Brown trying to find Luwaji, but it's picked off. Here's Gerald Kingbird. Blocking foul called on Derrick Jenniges. His first foul. We're in the first minute of the game. 4-1 Red Lake. The Rabbits have not scored a basket yet. Gerald Kingbird to inbound. Here's Charlie Sharnoski. Jump shot. Holthusen again. He's got 4. That's a 3-ball. Jenniges. 6-4 now. Both teams like to run and gun. Fast tempo. Holthusen, no. Rebound, Brady Brown. Up to Rod Getter. Moore. Over to Jenniges. He swings it to Moore for the open 3. Short. Rebound, Getter. Didn't get her. Holthusen fights for it. Jump ball, it'll go to Red Lake.
Well, Joe Luwaji was right there, but he couldn't control it. Red Lake possession. This Wabasso team is a high-scoring team, the highest in the tournament, 89 points a game. They've had 7 100-point ball games and 4 90-point ball games.
Kingbird all the way, too much. Holthusen, he's in everything right now. Wawaji with a strong board. Losing it off the dribble and out of bounds, Derrick Jenniges. A little too excited right there.
I was talking to some fans from Middle River, Minnesota, and that's up in the fairly close to Red Lake. And they were telling me that they are staying in the same hotel as the Red Lake boys basketball team and that they felt they should have some decorations in their house. So they went out and bought some red and black streamers and balloons and decorated the Red Lake team hallways. They're not even from there. I thought, oh, that's the spirit.
Yes, that is the spirit. And here's a possible breakaway on the layup. Derrick Jenniges breaks the tie, 8-6 now. I'm sorry, 6-6. Turnaround jumper. Charnowski. Now it's 8-6. Red Lake with a 2-point lead. Bob Moore. Over to Brady Brown. Where's number 45? Stolen. Gerald Kingbird. Will he dish? Yes. Charnowski. He has 4 of the 10. Almost a steal. Kingbird. There's Bob Moore. You hear the chance of defense. Air ball on the 3 ball. Oh, Brady Brown.
Basket number 45, Brady Brown.
What a great sense he had around the basket to be able to put that in. There's a turnover.
The Rabbit defense forces the turnover. A great start here for both teams on the Clarity scoreboard. Both teams like to up tempo. We're seeing it here off of defense, Janet.
There's a beautiful steal by Kingbird. And finishing the play was Charlie Charnowski. But I don't know how this basket went for Brady Brown between 2 Red Lake defenders. It was pretty much kind of a backwards look at the basket, too, for him.
I thought he was going out of bounds, and he managed to score. 3 ball, rig it up. Derrick Jenniges. 8 for Jenniges.
Charlie Charnowski took off on a cherry pick to get an open basket. They didn't see him long. He was all alone.
Wawaji comes out of there with the ball on the turnover. 11-10, Wabasso. Good game. More to the ground hard before the shot. He's fouled. I think they'll get Charnowski. Yep, it's on Charlie, and that's his first.
This is Bob Moore. They call him Bobby because his favorite player is Bobby Jackson from the Gophers. He is very effective at the point position there, driving to the basket. Wabasso ball.
Bob Moore had torn cartilage in his knee last year. Wawaji, what rebounds his own miss. He is a banger. Can't hit it. It's a bust down for the Warriors. Holthusen gets it back. Scramble for the ball. Wawaji comes out of there. He's everywhere, but it goes right to Holthusen. 1-point lead for the Warriors. It's back and forth. Moore, open 3. Butter. Janet is a shooter. You got to like that play. Great form there.
Beautiful looking shot. These 2 teams came out ready to play tonight. Holthusen is everywhere also. There you can see the good ball movement. And Bob Moore from 3.
Flick of the wrist on the follow through. That's what I thought. You know, that might go. Foul called on Moore, his first. Warriors on the break, and that's a travel on Robert Smith. We were talking about Bob Moore. He had torn cartilage last year. He played 5 games at the end of the year. He's come back from a knee injury, so he only played 5 games last year. He's had a strong senior year. He's had about 900 career points, and he really lost a year because of the knee. He's got the ball. in the lane, and he's called for the walk. So back-to-back travels. Doug Desjardins, the coach for Red Lake, says, settle down.
I don't know if that was traveling. There's a
I don't think so either.
a move that people can do. There's like a power hop at the end, and some officials, if they haven't seen it, they'll call it every time, and a lot of times it's not traveling. I don't think that was.
I didn't think it was either, but it's another turnover. A fast start here at the Civic Center in the A semifinal. Young players, this is a move to do at home.
There's Bob Moore taking it to the basket between 3 defenders. Actually just coming in on a jump stop, squaring up to the basket. Should not have been a travel, but that's how it was called that time.
Rabbits just threw it away. Rod Getter had an errant pass there thrown by Jenniges. Jenniges throws it out of bounds, so it's a 2-point game. That's a good move. I'm curious what happened. They'll probably do that again. High pass to Kingbird. Gerald Kingbird, nice pass. Robert Smith tied at 14.
Well, Gerald Kingbird's leading scorer on the team with 20 points a game, but he's been the passer tonight, finding the open player for the easy shots.
Getter over to Brady Brown. He drives strong. 4 for Brady Brown. Off the turnover, Getter ran into Schumacher, who's in the game. Brau in and out. Foul will be on Mike Martin. Wabasso with a 2-point lead.
So now you can see why Wabasso can score points in a big way also. That was Moore up to Brau, all the way around the rim, and unfortunately for him, out.
That's Brady Brown. He's got 5 points. You know, we were talking about nerves in the game before with MVL because Jim Bauer saying his team was tight. There's Larry Larson. He said, hey, they're going to be nervous. If my players aren't nervous, there's probably something wrong. So he acknowledged it, but both teams don't look like they're tight at all.
It's been a real enjoyable first quarter. 2:15 to play. Wabasso ahead 17 to 14.
They're up 3, and this is Mike Martin. Doug Desjardins, the coach, wanted to make sure we didn't call him Mark Martin like the race car driver because he said a lot of people were calling him Mark Martin, so it is Mike Martin. Make sure I get that. Kingbird from downtown. No, Holthusen inside. He's got 8 of the 16. 1-point game.
Holthusen just a sophomore. Is he ever strong?
3-ball, ring it up. Ronick hits the 3. His first points. And it's 2016 Wabasso. Substitution, Justin Netto comes in for Red Lake. And he's going to come in right now. To the bench, Mike Martin. Rollick is in there. He's got the ball. No, it's lost. Holthusen with the interception. 1:15 left first quarter. Good basketball game so far. 3-ball. Neto missed it. Look at the hustle.
Oh, great job.
Charnoski with the save. Kingbird misses the 3. Holthusen inside. He has got 10. Delwyn Holthusen.
Holthusen can leap.
2-point game. Wabasso with the ball and the lead. There's Gerald Kingbird, and here is the last bucket.
There you can see Holthusen. He's had a lot of big games. Double-doubles in the point and rebound category. That's why.
4 for 3. Short. Fight for the rebound. Possession arrow. It'll stay with Wabasso. There's Doug Desjardins, the coach of Red Lake. More underneath. 3-ball, Rollick. 2 for 2, but look out, don't go anywhere. Chernaski on the fast break. And that's after a made hook, Janet. Oh, this is fun. Malaji rebounds his own miss. And it counts, Joe Malaji.
The basket is good for number 25, Joe Malaji.
Yeah, he's not timid inside since he had that broken nose, that's for sure. Look at that.
Fouls on the Warriors, number 35.
So many times players do not follow their own shots.
That's the 14th
Malaji was able to convert because he did.
Malaji at the line shoots one.
3-point play for Malaji. 4 for the game. It's a 6-point lead. Here come the Warriors. Kingbird for 3. Ring it. Here comes Wabasso. Malaji to Moore. He'll put it up. Back of the rim. It counts if it goes. 3-pointer. Derrick Jenniges. Oh my!
Derrick Jenniges for 3.
We are your buzzer beater network. Derrick Jenniges with a 3, and here it is, Janet.
It's been a busy first quarter. What a heads-up play by Jenniges to quickly let go of it just with tenths of a second left on the clock.
A tight one on the GMC scoreboard. Well, got the game faces on, and what a first quarter of offense. 6-point lead for the Rabbits.
Everybody's working hard. The officials in the game, Mike Carr, taking a deep breath, so he's ready to go for the second quarter. Status condition, he needs some
Look at that,
more lead in his pencil, I think.
68%, and the Warriors are down by 6 points. How can that be? 67% by the Rabbits. I don't know if Naismith would like this. But offensive-minded people would. Look at the swing pass, a little too much there. Neto can't handle it.
Wabasso in a 1-3-1 zone that time. Red Lake, I think, recognizing it, looking for the openings. That pass just mishandled.
7 turnovers on each team. Early second quarter, Malaji in the lane. Tough shot. Rebound, fought for. And I think it's on Malaji. We'll get the call here. No, they might call it on. We'll get the call here.
Getter.
Rod Getter, who wears 33. There are a couple players in there.
Fouls on number 33, Rod Getter.
That's his first.
First personal, 13.
Red Lake inbounds right in front of us. Kingbird with Holthusen on his left. Stolen. There's Bob Moore. Moore. Over to Brady Brown. Pass to Getter.
Number 33, Rod Getter.
8-point lead for the Rabbits. Can they keep up this tempo? Both teams. Kingbird missed everything. And the box out. Jenniges boxes out. Justin Neto.
Gregson on the Wabasso team fouls. Wabasso has 14 fouls.
There's Delwyn Holthusen.
For Red Lake, number 20, Mike Martin back in the ball game.
A fun game so far. Little chance on the substitutions. Mike Martin back in. Chance for the teams to catch their breath. More pushing. Double pump. No. Rebound. Robert Smith. Here's Mike Martin. Over to Robert Smith. Baseline. Chernaski inside. Smith.
Number 35, Robert Smith.
4 for Robert Smith. Taking out the defense there. Derrick Jenniges getting the roll.
And the shootout continues.
Basket number 30, Derrick Jenniges.
33-25.
Both these teams like to play up tempo, obviously, but so many of our games we've had one team that's really tried to control the tempo. This game, both teams are going with it.
Brady Brown. Got it.
Number 45, Brady Brown.
Brau with 7. Fast break. There's a foul. Luwaji fouls Sharnaski. So even after the made basket, the Warriors are off to the races.
There you can see the long pass to Sharnaski. And he is definitely fouled on the field goal attempt. If you look at the players in the free throw lane right now, about 4 of them are holding their knees. Well, that is a sign that they're all very tired. They have been up and down the court pitching their breath. I never wanted to do that. I never wanted anyone to know I was tired.
That's 2 fouls on Wabasso. Sharnaski misses them both. Bob Moore gets the rebound. Here he comes. Getter out of control. He gets the charge. Yeah, he was out of control there, Janet. That's 2 on Getter.
Getter had Jenniges to the right, but opted to take it himself, hence the charge.
Timeout on the floor. The torrid pace continues on the First Bank scoreboard. Well, the Rabbits up by 8 points. Early second quarter of what could be a thriller. Fans of all ages here watching this one. Off the steal. Jenniges missed the layup. Stolen by Moore. 2-on-1. He beats him. He misses. Oh, Moore wanted that one back. But it's a foul on Sharnaski. The Warriors escaped one there. I thought that this was going down.
There's the miss by Moore. Scramble for the ball. Looks like Sharnaski might have even turned his ankle on that play just a little bit.
He stays in. Jenniges for 3. And here comes Sharnaski. Missing. Contact with Wabasso. That would have been his 3rd foul. Stolen. Stolen back. Brau. Inside. Foul called. It's on Robert Smith. This has all the makings of a laryngitis game for the announcers.
There you can see the turn of events. Brau on the miss.
That's the 6th team foul on Red Lake. At the line,
2 fouls on Robert Smith.
Robert Smith can really get up.
It is a 14-point game. 39-25. Out of the timeout, the Rabbits hitting that 3, and now some free throws. Brau 1 out of 2. He's got 8 points. Here comes Kingbird. Outside, that's a 3, rimming off. Holthusen in there. Got it. 12 for Delwyn Holthusen. Reach in foul off the steal. Looks like both officials make a call. It'll go to the Warriors. Foul, I believe, will be on Jenniges. 2 on Derrick Jenniges. Team foul number 7 on the Rabbits. Sharnaski 1-1. As the Warriors get together for a huddle at the free throw line.
At the line for Red Lake.
12-point game.
Number 22, Sharnaski shooting.
Sharnaski can cut it to 10 if he hits them both. Short. Fight for the rebound. Bob Moore's everywhere. It's going to the Rabbits. Rod Getter to inbound. Pass for Brau picked off. Guess what? Transition game. Here we go again. Brady Brown releasing. In and out. And the foul is called. It's on Brau. And that's the first on Brau. I don't know how that one was missed.
Well, so many times players, when they come down, and here you can see the turnover and the long pass up to Brau. And once he missed it, then he decided he wanted to get right back in the action here. That's where he committed the foul.
Gerald Kingbird, a sophomore, at the line. In fact, Doug DeJarley said this kid could have started since he was in 8th grade. He's that good. It's the free throw. Down to 11. He's got 4 points. Larry Larson's team has its lead shrinking slowly.
Kingbird has had as many as 38 points. Came against Little Fork this year.
1 out of 2. Holthusen battling on the boards. Goes to get her, but it's a travel on Wabasso. Timeout on the floor. Things settling down a little bit. The Rabbits lead by 11. Kyle Garrigan, you see him putting on some powder there. 34 in red. He'll come in for the Warriors, who have the ball, and what was a 14-point lead can be single digits with a basket here. Mike Martin, guarded by Moore, swings it to Garrigan, who goes to Holthusen inside. He doesn't miss in there. 14 for Delwyn.
Holthusen with such nice touch, and that was Garrigan who just got into the game, fired that ball over to him.
Almost stolen by Kingbird. It's down to 9. It was 39-25. It's 39-30. Brau baseline. No. Rebound. Charnowski up to Kingbird. It's down to 7. 7 straight. Moore up to Brau. He loses it. Martin. Non-stop action. Charnowski jumper. Got it. It's 9 straight. It's a 5-point game.
Charnowski got the roll with a nice backspin. The ball just climbed up and in.
Brau. Got it. That stops the run, but it's still a 7-point game.
And Brau is looking tired.
Yeah, he is. 10 for Brady. Kingbird. Ring it. Gerald Kingbird. 9 for Kingbird. Wabasso inside. You can't turn away. You're going to miss a basket. Here comes a long pass. Wabasso to Holthusen. He's got the inside track. He'll put it in. On the third try. Oh, wow. All right, it's 43-39. It's down to 4. Derrick Jenniges.
Basketball number 30, Derrick Jenniges.
Reaching foul after the basket by Jenniges, and it's free throw time. It's a 6-point game. This is like a UNLV scrimmage.
Fouls on the Rabbits, number 30, Derrick Jenniges. That's his
This is
third
amazing
personal
offense.
It really is. You know,
That's the
some games we call them defensive struggles, and this is about as far as much of a contrast from that as you can get.
Yeah, we're not going to use those words tonight. As soon as a basket scored, somebody is releasing the other way. Robert Smith in the game. You see him come in. Kyle Garrigan, who came in a couple minutes ago, looking for his first points.
Garrigan's best game came against Nevis. He had 16 points in that game.
Wabasso, it's stolen. Kingbird, the quick hands. Mike Martin. There's a foul called, and if it's on Wabasso, it's 3. It is. That's 3 on Wabasso, and that's a big play. Yep, Larry Larson will substitute Matt Schumacher for Wabasso. Wabasso got the rebound. They held on to it, and here's what happened.
And that's the 10th.
Well, there was Kingbird came right from behind and tapped the ball loose, dishes it off. And there's the foul.
Rabbits wanted to travel. Could have gone either way there. Mike Martin at the line. Mike with 2 points. We have a 5-point game. 15-6 run here.
Matt Schumacher, the checked in 55 in white, is just a freshman.
Inside rebound. Robert Smith, then it's a 3-point game. These teams are so much alike. Brau loses it. Here comes a bust down. Kerrigan has it. His pass stolen. Oh, here comes the Peter Brady voice again.
Foul, it looks like it's going to be on Gerald Kingbird. Just his first foul. A much-needed timeout, not only for the players and for the announcers as well.
Well, I guess if you're the coaches, you just keep doing what you do. You do your thing, right? You don't try to change. Not much defense out there.
No, there really isn't.
These are just two teams that they just want to outscore the other, not hold one down, but just keep their score going up. Wow, what an atmosphere. Great crowd. They're into the upper deck on both sides here in the Civic Center. There's a pretty big crowd. I'd say it's our biggest one of the tournament.
You talked about it earlier, though, Jeff. These two teams are very similar. Obviously, they like to run the ball. They're also very good shooting teams. Both these teams, I think, shoot for the season over 50%. You know, at least from 2-point range.
You know, that MVL had a bad game earlier. They defeated the Rabbits twice. They're in the same conference, so says something for these two teams, the way they're playing. Look at that score. It was 39-25 coming out of a timeout, and now look at it. At the line for the Rabbits, Matt Schumacher. He hasn't scored yet. This is 1-1. Doug Majerle trying to get the Warrior fans on their feet. You don't see the coaches do that too often. He says, get up, get up. 1 out of 2. Rebound, Brady Brown. That's a 3 by Rollick.
3 for 3.
And he flipped the net. In fact, yeah, that's really flipped.
It is. Looks like it's hooked. Oh, they got it.
Ryan Rollick. Larry Larson calls him the heart and soul of the Rabbits.
They're going to have to replace these nets after tonight. They're going to be worn out.
Back to a 7-point game. Steal. Get her, miss. Brau, and it comes. Brady Brown. Banged down the boards. And put it home. He's got 12, and he can make it 13 off the offensive glass.
Fouls on the Warriors number 21, Gerald Kingbird. Second personal foul.
2 on Kingbird.
Team foul on Red Leg.
Kingbird getting a rest here and a breather. 2 minutes to play. 2:03 in the second quarter. This is Brady Brown. 3.8 break point average at Wabasso. Probably a rare miss for him from the free throw line.
Get her, got it. What a block. Robert Smith. There's some defense. Kingbird for 3. No. Robert Smith on the glass. In and out. Now, if you want to highlight, just wait about 2 seconds. Brady Brown, no. Holthusen on the glass. And he creates some space. Stolen back by Moore. I don't have time to tell you how many possession changes. You can see it. Kingbird. It's down to 7 again. 11 for Gerald Kingbird. Here's Rollick. That's 2 with 1:02 left.
How do you keep track of all these turnovers? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. It's like a pinball machine. Just one, it just keeps ringing up. Our stat man wants workman's comp.
I think he's getting carpal tunnel tonight.
Hey, he's got stat shoulder. Okay, Sharnowski missed the free throw. Mike Saman checks in for Ryan Rollick. I was saying that Larry Larson calls Rollick the heart and soul of the team. He hurt his knee earlier this year, and he's having some problems with it. It's down to 6, but Larson wanted to make sure he got some minutes. Saman up to more. Under a minute now, first half, and it has been entertaining. Saman, he traveled.
Mike Saman, just a freshman, getting a couple of minutes here.
We actually have an out-of-bounds play. Getter, and now there's an advantage here for the Warriors. Holthusen, and if that's on more, that's 3. It is. 3 fouls on Bob Moore.
That's his 3rd personal foul.
6-point game.
At the line, Delwyn Holthusen, and no shoot 2.
Delwyn Holthusen, interested in pursuing computer science in college. He's only a sophomore, so he's got a little time. I think he's just so tired he can't get the ball there.
He's been battling. He's been one of the few players who's been battling inside, along with Luwaji, but he's been on the bench with foul trouble. Holthusen inside doing a lot of work, as you see Kyle Garrigan go to the bench. All right, here's Delwyn on the second shot. Missed them both. Fight for the ball. Schumacher, and it's too much for Mike Saman.
Well, Douglas Desjardins says he wants 1 shot, but I'll believe that when I see it. I don't think I can wait 37 seconds to shoot it.
1 shot per 5 seconds, I think he means.
Wabasso 1-3-1 zone here. Something different.
3-ball. No one there to contest Martin's 3, and guess what? They're on the run again. Here come the Rabbits. 4-on-2. Brau loses it, gets it back. 14 for Brady Brown. Time left, first quarter. Here comes Kingbird. Holthusen inside, got it. Will they get a shot off? Getter for 3, it'll count. Oh, I thought in our tradition of buzzer beaters, we almost had another one. 100 points on the board. Oh. That one was even in the second at 24 apiece. And Andy Skugman is going to try to have Larry Larson in just a second. Let's go to him now, Andy. Take it away.
Jeff, thank you very much, Coach. No absence of offense in the first half.
The only absence in the first half is defense, and there isn't much of that, is there? Not at all. We're playing very poorly on the defense, on the boards as far as boxing out, and that's what's hurting us. And then our freshmen are a little bit tight there. We're not handling the ball. We normally can't. We can't turn the ball over like that. And that's atrocious. But we're going to have to correct that.
What's the strategy in the second half beyond just stopping all the turnovers?
Well, we got to go back to playing team ball. We kind of got a little bit individual there in the first half, and when things got going too good, then we all of a sudden started playing by ourselves, and that's what happened. And we're going to have to pull together and pass the ball like we know how and play a lot better defense.
Coach, good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
All right, let's go back to the table. Jeff and Jay.
All right, thanks, Andy. You let us catch our breath. There's the GMC Skycam. Larry Larson has 5 freshmen. Make it, yes, 5. 5 freshmen on the Rabbits. We're back with halftime programming. Catch your breath. We'll get you set up for the second half. You're watching the Class A semifinal from the St. Paul Civic Center.
Back at the St. Paul Civic Center, this is the Northland Ford halftime report. At the half, Wabasso 53-47 over Red Lake in a very fast-paced and thrilling game. You know, Wabasso, this is their first trip to the state tournament, and I am joined by Greg East, the Wabasso superintendent right now. And Greg, tell me, how exciting is this for Wabasso? I mean, it's got to be a lot of fun.
It is. It's the first time, and on a scale of 1 to 10, it's about a 45. We're made up of 5 communities. All 5 are here. I think nobody was left. The lights are still burning. It's a rock and rolling time. It's a lot of fun. It's the first time for Red Lake, too. So both teams, it's just wonderful that this is happening.
What about the support during the season? A lot of teams get a lot of support at the state tournament, but what about during this season? Can you talk a little bit about the support then?
Our fans have been wonderful. We've packed our gym most nights. We've had standing room sometimes. We've even had to go to our 3 extra bleachers. And the same for our girls program, too, which is unusual. So it's a wonderful feeling. The communities are behind the school. And, you know, you don't always have a winning season, but they're still there.
I know you had a lot of snow this winter, and the winter's not exactly over yet, but it kind of played some havoc on the team.
Yes, it did. It only allowed for 3 practices the whole month of January, and they still went on that great winning streak. And during that time, I think they had 3 or 4 games where they were at 100 or above. They set the school record once, twice, and then 3 times. So it's been a wild magic ride.
100 points a game. You guys have scored 7 times this season, 100 points. It's a lot of fun to watch you guys play. It must be great.
It is. And the thing is, even when the substitutes come in, their skill level's down a little bit, but the enthusiasm, the heart, they give it their all. And, you know, Red Lake's doing the same thing. What's going to happen is whoever's got the gas tank with gas in the 4th quarter is going to win this thing.
You told me that before you came to Wabasso, you've seen basketball like this before, haven't you?
Yes, I have. I was out on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation for a couple years. I was out there when Red Cloud won the state title over in South Dakota. So this style basketball of run and gun and have a lot of fun I've seen for 7 years. So it's great.
What do you think we should look for in the second half?
I think you're going to see our defense get tougher. I think you're going to see Brady Brown explode. He normally does much better. Bob's been pretty well controlled to try and control things. Bob Moore, number 5. I expect to see him really step it up. And Iron Man Joe Lawaji, I expect to see him step forward and really go to the hole.
Well, Greg, it's great to have you here. Good luck in the second half.
Well, I appreciate it, and thanks for the chance, and I just hope we come away and can face Hancock. That's an awesome team in the championship.
Yes, it is. Greg East, he is the superintendent of schools for Wabasso. His team up at the half. We will return to the St. Paul Civic Center and the Northland Ford halftime report in just a moment. Welcome back to the St. Paul Civic Center. If you like defense, this is not the game for you. Wabasso 53-47 over Red Lake after 1 half of play. And in this game, run and gun from the very beginning. Not a lot of defense, but it is exciting to watch. As Wabasso Superintendent Greg East told me just a little bit ago, the winner of this game will probably be the team with some gas left in their tanks by the 4th quarter. We'll have to see about that. I think he is right. But offense, definitely the key here tonight. That will wrap up the Northland Ford halftime report. We will have all the offensive highlights and statistics from the first half when we return to the St. Paul Civic Center. This is the Boys State High School Basketball Tournament on UPN 9.
Catch your breath at the Civic Center. We have, and we're getting set for the second half. What a first half. 100 combined points. Wabasso and Red Lake. Jeff Grayson with Janet Carvenin. That was fun. It was a lot of offense. We're going to take a look at some highlights. There were so many to pick from.
There were many, many highlights. High-scoring game, a lot of hustle and effort. And it was individual effort here by Delwyn Holthusen. Offensive rebound 1, 2, and finally in.
3rd time was the charm. He had 18 points. He's the leading scorer in this game. And off the air ball, Brady Brown. This was quite a shot, Janet.
It was a lot of effort there on off of the offensive rebound by Brady Brown.
Brady Brown bangs the boards. He had 14. You know, just when you thought there wasn't some alliteration, I'll bring it in. Here are the stats, and some great stats there. Look at those percentages.
Percentages are great. Obviously, we're getting a lot of open court baskets in transition that are close to the basket. But I don't know if I buy that turnover statistic. I think they might be a little on the low side.
Here's another stat that is not on there, but 8 of 12 for three-pointers for the Rabbits. As you see, the leading scorers in this game, 2 in double figures on each side right there. 67% by the Rabbits.
They're shooting better percentage from the three-point range than they are from 2.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? They're shooting better from 3. There's the GMC Skycam. That really is something. 8 of 12. The Warriors, 2 of 9 from 3 land. The record for three-point field goals is 11, set by Delano in 1993. So Wabasso is 3 away from tying the record, 4 from a new record, and we'll keep track of that and let you know as the Warrior fans have come from a 5-state area to support their team. The league estimates about 6,500 Red Lake fans are here. And Wabasso has a good turnout. You heard Andy speaking with the school with the district superintendent, I'm sorry, Greg East. There's Getter missing, and here we go. So buckle up, get ready for another half of basketball. Gerald Kingbird.
Well, you heard Wabasso coach Larry Larson talk about his disappointment in the rebounding and defensive effort by his team, and let's see if they can shore it up a little bit. Not happening on that one, and that's largely due to Robert Smith's leaping ability.
Robert Smith quietly having a solid game. He's got 8 points. The basket goes. It's down to 4. Lowaji just got his 4th foul on the opening 30 seconds of the game, and he is gone for a while. He's replaced by Matt Schumacher. There are 6 freshmen. I said 5 earlier. 6 freshmen. Schumacher is one of the 6 Rabbit freshmen. 3-point play. It's down to 3. Jump ball. It'll go to Wabasso.
Also worth mentioning, Jenniges and Bob Moore also have 3 fouls apiece.
Now the fouls adding up for the Rabbits. That's a big one right there. Cross-court pass. Push is called. It'll go to Wabasso. Get the call. I believe it's going to be on Gerald Kingbird, and that is 3 on Kingbird. It is a 3-point game after the 3-point play by Robert Smith. Lowaji has 4 fouls. Here's more. Will he dish? No. Inside, Brady Brown. He has 16. Stolen. Inside, Jenniges. It's back to 7. Here comes a long pass. Collision. Ooh, they're both okay. Thank goodness. Kingbird and the freshman, sophomore and a freshman, Matt Schumacher.
Last basket on number 30, Derrick Jenniges.
Whoa.
Like dominoes, there they go.
Thank goodness both of them are okay.
First foul on Schumacher. Wabasso, I'm impressed with all these freshmen. They're in the league. Not that many of them have seen significant minutes here tonight. Mike Seaman was in the first half. Inside, Robert Smith in the lane. Missing that time. Rebound, Brady Brown.
Robert Smith had a good shot. He just needed to not put the ball on the floor once he was in the paint. That foul's going to go against Rod Getter, number 33.
And that's a tough call right there to make. Tough one for an official to make. That is the, I think it's going to be, do we give 2 or 3 on Getter? 3 on Getter. Kingbird swings it over to Robert Smith. 7-point lead for the Rabbits. Here's Holthusen. He's got 20, and without Lowaji in there, not that much of a challenge, although he did pretty well against Louwagie in the first half. 20 for Holthusen.
Holthusen just taking such high percentage shots.
Bob Moore down the boulevard. Back to 7. Charnoski inside to Justin Neto. Here's the pressure again. Jenniges over to Moore. He's guarded by Neto. Moore drives. Nice pass to Schumacher. The freshman with 3 points. And here comes Kingbird. Goes off the foot. No, it's a travel. Thought they were going to call a kick on Schumacher. Timeout on the floor. We picked up where we left off. It's a 7-point lead for the Rabbits. It may not seem like it, but the Rabbits have actually added to their lead from half.
Nice shot fake by Bob Moore. The pass goes over.
The no look, and here's a steal. That one was telegraphed, stolen back. Charnoski, spin move. He's tied up. Tipped away. Look at the hustle by Brady Brown. He says hello to the media. Brady Brown and Holthusen really playing tremendous games. Although Derrick Jenniges has 20 points. He and Holthusen tied for leading scorers in this game. Charnoski swings it. There's Kingbird to Holthusen. Pump fake. That's the second foul on Brady Brown. Holthusen to the line. You know the best thing probably about Delwyn Holthusen? Sophomore.
That's right. Red Lake has done an outstanding job of getting him the ball where he can do something with it. And a player like him is probably going to continue to develop. But at this point in his career, he's best getting the ball close to the basket. Anything within 10, 12 feet, you give it to him, he's a high percentage shooter. That's some nice moves around the basket.
Just needs to work on his free throws. Had some trouble with those.
Right.
Schumacher from Moore, the freshman, coming through with Louwagie on the bench. It's back to 9. Here comes Kingbird. Bounce pass. Moore. Boy, is he all over the floor. Here's a bust out. Brau, tough pass. Brady Brown. And it's an 11-point game. 16 for Brau. Holthusen dribbling over there. We saw Ben Johnson, a tremendous sophomore for De La Salle, who hit the game-winning shot earlier. A couple of sophomores to watch for in the future. The Rabbits on a roll. They're up by 11. Guess what? Rabbits on the break.
Looking at the court. When Moore has it, he's always looking up court. He's thrown the ball to that young man before. Brady Brown converts there. He's had as many as 43 in a game this season. Against Wyndham, he had 17 for 19 from the field, 9 for 9 from the free throw line.
Warriors with the ball. From outside, 3-ball. Mike Martin flipped the net. We had to unflip the net again.
Mike Martin for 3.
There's Wabasso's foul situation. Larry Larson has to be concerned about getting 3 and 4 fouls. Schumacher almost lost it.
Traveling called on Jenniges. Matt Schumacher, again, one of 6 freshmen that the Rabbits have on their roster.
Brady Brown on the bench right now getting a breather.
Yeah,
Louwagie, of course, with 4.
He looks pretty tired right now, but he's not playing like it. Kingbird, no. The lead is 8. Foul on the floor. It'll be against the Warriors. That's just the second team foul on the Warriors, and it goes on Kyle Garrigan, his first. Substitution, Brady Brown got about a 10-second breather. Coming out, Ryan Rollick. As we were saying earlier, Larry Larson calls Rollick the heart and soul of the team, but he has a strained knee, and he just can't play that many minutes, but he did hit those 3 threes in the first half. Getter to Moore. Here's Brau. Moore will take a quick 3. Oh, ring it up.
Wabasso doing a better job after they score to get back on defense. A lot of times after you've hit a big one, it's easy to kind of in your mind relax and celebrate what just happened, but they've been much more alert here in the second half to get back.
Rebound, Getter off the Martin miss. It's back up to 11. It was 6 at half. Bob Moore, he's played a good, solid game. The ball goes over into the press row. It'll stay with Wabasso. (68-57). Brady Brown, good matchup against Holthusen. Inside, it's off of Schumacher's leg. 3, Jenniges. It goes on the bounce. This ties the Rabbits' biggest lead. Kingbird got it. Rabbits against the pressure. If they get it through, they've got 2. Schumacher. The freshman, Matt Schumacher, coming through with 7. Kingbird, that's a 2. Rebound, Moore, he's in trouble. Oh, he gets it out of there. Brady Brown's got the opening.
Wabasso starting to take control of this game. Red Lake coming up short on the offensive end and not getting back on defense as they come out to pressure the ball. Wabasso on a 10-2 run right now.
Jenniges, 2-on-1. It's stolen by Kingbird. Great hands by Kingbird. He's a quarterback on the football team. He's a great baseball player. That's a 3-pointer. If it is a 3-pointer, he'll go to the line shooting 3. The foul's on Schumacher. That is Matt's second foul. It's just a question of how many shots. I had a hard time seeing if his feet were in back of the line or not. He's shooting 2, so he was in front of the 3-point line. This is Gerald Kingbird, the sophomore, with 13 tonight. That was a 16-point lead. It's back down to 15. This is the largest lead for Wabasso.
Red Lake has only lost 1 game on the season. That came to Cass Lake Bena.
Number 33, Justin.
They lost by 12 points, and they, on their way to this semifinal game, defeated previously unbeaten, Cherry of Iron in the first round of the state tournament for Class A.
Oh, off the missed free throw, Jenniges playing a little bit of the Red Lake game there, off the missed free throw. Jenniges released, and he has 25 to lead all scorers. Derrick Jenniges.
Jenniges, number 30, also an outstanding baseball catcher, maybe even a pro someday.
Here's Moore off the steal. Schumacher started it. Brau passed, and Moore finished. Point game, and it doesn't seem like it at all. 3-ball. Missing there was Mike Martin. And guess what? The Rabbits are in transition. Brady Brown. Yeah, that's a charge. Taking one for the team there is Kingbird. 3 fouls on Brady Brown.
Well, watch Kingbird here. He definitely got set. And a little bit of an acting job, but he definitely was set and was there. Nice job to get in position.
Timeout on the floor. Just under a minute left in the third. It is a 19-point game. Fans on their feet. Well, Janet, we're keeping it where we are. The Rabbit fans, they're doing the bunny hop right now. Ba-dum-bum. Thank you. All right, 19-point game. Does this change? Can this change in a hurry with this kind of tempo? I mean, it doesn't seem like it's that much of a margin.
No, it doesn't feel like it's a 20-point ball game at this point. And I can tell you, from a player standpoint, this is kind of a game can be really fun to play. But Wabasso started to do a few of the things that their coach talked about, Larry Larson talked about at halftime, wanting to be able to control things a little bit more. I mean, I think they're still playing a little bit more recklessly than he probably would like them to. Red Lake can score points in a hurry, but at the same time, I think the next few minutes are going to be critical if they want to try to climb back into the ball game. 52.7 seconds here to play in the third quarter.
There's Doug Desjardins, whose team really has played some fun basketball. Almost surprised there on the inbounds is Charlie Sarnoski. We'll tell you about a couple of what the records are in scoring. I think it would take an incredible fourth quarter for it to happen. We'll get to that in a second. Delwyn Holthusen, he's back. Missing, he's got it back. I'm surprised he didn't take it. Kingbird, 3. No. Brau back in. He's got 3 fouls, remember. Lowaji on the bench with 4. Kingbird maneuvering. Baseline. Oh, nice shot. Gerald Kingbird with 16.
That was Robert Smith setting a nice pick for him to be able to free himself from his defender.
Moore hesitating. Double pumps. Bob Moore with 12. Turnover. It'll go to the Rabbits for the last shot. It's back up to 19. This is a 34-point quarter for the Rabbits. I'm sorry, make it 28. My math is off, folks.
1 second. Nice play, just didn't fall for them.
The Rabbits outscore the Warriors 28-15 to make it 81-62 after 3 quarters. They scored 28 in that quarter on the Jeep and Eagle scoreboard.
We are back, fourth quarter action. And that is the story. Wabasso in control right now, 19-point lead. They are on their way to possibly have a chance to crack the state tournament record for one game by a single team. They would need 107 points. They have 81 now. That record was set by Moorhead in 1968 versus St. Paul Highland Park.
And Highland Park lost that game 107-89. They scored 89 points and lost. Wabasso has scored 29, 24, and 28, so they need 26. They miss them both there. They're up by 19. Red Lake trying to get back in, trying to get it close. They can do it quickly. Holthusen with 22.
Holthusen got the rebound, took it all the way down, finished with a nice jump shot.
Wow, no. Well, Rabbits have kind of blown 4 points here off the free throws and that miss. Holthusen. Here come the Warriors. 24 for Holthusen. It doesn't take long, does it? Right back is Lowaji, who's back in the game. And what a nice job by freshman Matt Schumacher with Lowaji on the bench. Kingbird misses the 3. Here comes a bust out. It's 3-on-1. It'll be Jenniges. 27 for Jenniges. It's back up to 19. Foul in the lane off the Sarnoski penetration.
Well, you kind of wonder about this pace because as you take a look at the Wabasso bench, that is Larry Larson. He is involved with the city council in Wabasso as well, but you wonder if he and his team can they do emerge victorious, or even if it's Red Lake, they can turn it around that fast for tomorrow. They play the state championship game at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and Hancock is waiting for them. They've had a little more rest time, but you know, this has been such a physically grueling game.
Well, that was a big foul. I mean, I know it's still a wide margin, but keep in mind, Brady Brown just picked up his 4th foul, and he's on the bench. He's replaced by Schumacher, the freshman. That's a 3-pointer. Now his foot must have been on the line. They're calling a 2 by Derrick. There's a steal. Kingbird missing. Jenniges is fouled by Holthusen. All right, here's a foul situation. Louwagie has 4. Brau has 4. Brau is getting a breather. So, I mean, that would be big if Brau foul, for Red Lake, if Wabasso's Brau could get his 5th foul, but he's on the bench right now.
Holthusen just picked up his 2nd.
What a game he's had. 24 points. Uh-oh. Gave up his dribble. Naughty, and they're going to make you pay. No, stolen right back by Moore. Here's Jenniges, and he has it stolen. Any pass is possible for a steal. Holthusen swings it to Gerald. That's a 3. Basket counts. There's a foul on the floor. It looks like it'll be on Sharnowski, but the 3 goes.
It is on Sharnowski. See him underneath there, boxing out for position. Can't really see from this angle where the contact occurred.
Yeah, the basket counts. A 14-point game. Red Lake coming back on the Menard scoreboard.
Number 45, Brady Brown, back in the ballgame for Wabasso.
Jeff Grayson with Janet Carver, and it's getting to be crunch time. There's Larry Larson, and Janet, since it is crunch time, here's the foul situation.
There you can see his team situation. The 2 big ones are the ones with 4. Louwagie and Brau.
All 5 of those guys play for the Rabbits. Moore got it. Wow, is that a no-dribble break? That's a big basket. Kind of halting a little momentum. 16-point game, though. Garrigan looks for his shot. No, Holthusen battles. Louwagie's got it. It's taken by Getter, who... Oh, boy.
No.
Oh, no.
Oh, he came down hard.
Getter came down hard on the floor. He may have some chipped teeth. I hope he's okay. Rod Getter. Oh, I hope he's okay.
Well, that's the substance.
Now, look away if you don't want to see this.
Look it away.
This is great hustle, too, because he's tied up, and then he hits the floor. I just hope there's not any harm done to his teeth.
All these kids play so hard. And injuries do occur, unfortunately. Just hope that it's not going to be anything permanent for anybody.
Now they're looking. The trainers are looking at him, talking about Rod Getter, a 6-foot junior. You know, I hope it's nothing more than a bloody nose. He did a great play. He was tied up. He was double teamed, and he leaped to get the ball to a teammate. We're going to take a timeout with Wabasso leading Red Lake. Well, we've had a long timeout to clean the court of the blood as Rod Getter hit the floor. This is a long timeout. It's almost like just a shorter version of halftime. I'm curious how these players will respond coming out of this. It's an 18-point lead for the Rabbits, who were on a roll at the time of the injury.
Well, it's given both these teams a little bit of a breather, catch their breaths. I think the Red Lake players, you know, really encouraging each other here to try to rally some energy. Their fans have not given up on them. They're giving them a lot of support, both of these sides, really cheering on their guys. As we're at 5:33 to play in the fourth quarter, semifinal action, Class A boys basketball.
Yeah, we're getting set here. As you can see, we're back now after a short delay. Red Lake with the ball.
And Getter is on the bench still wiping his nose with a towel, and that is Holthusen.
It is down to 16.
Well, some players have a jump shot, but Holthusen has a jump shot.
Lowaji missed, but Moore is fouled. I thought Lowaji would go to Brau underneath, but Moore drew the foul. Getter will come back in the game. Foul is on Holthusen. That's 3. Getter in for Ryan Rollick, and there's Getter. He's back in. Substitutions. Chad Prentice in for the first time. Brau on the board. Moore missed it too much. Here come the Warriors. Outlet pass. Martin, he's going to the basket. Turnaround. It's down to 14 now. 2 baskets in a row since we came back from our delay. There's Getter.
A lot of time left in this game. 4:45 to play.
Reach-in foul. It's on Lyle Chaboyer. The 10-4 run by the Warriors right now. Holthusen got a brief rest. He'll come in a second. Here he comes along with Charlie Charnosky, Lyle Chaboyer, and Chad Prentice to the bench. Bob Moore at the line. The team fouls even at 7. Bob Moore with 14. This is 1-1. Listen to the crowd. You know, for such a frantic pace, Larry Larson stays pretty calm and composed over there.
Very much so. A little more pacing over on the Red Lake bench by Doug Jardley.
Inside penetration, missing. Martin, his own rebound, fought for. Lowaji gets it. Here's Brau to Moore, releasing. Left-handed, got it. 18-point lead.
Holthusen was flying through the air in that attempt to block the shot. Great hustle.
Blocking foul on Jenniges. 4 fouls on Jenniges. So Brau, Lowaji, and Jenniges with 4 fouls. They're all on the floor, too. Kingbird at the line. He has 16. 1-1. He got it.
Both teams in the 1-1. Wabasso with 18 fouls. When you get to 10, then Red Lake would shoot 2 shots instead of the 1-1.
Tip in, Holthusen, 28 for Delwyn. 93-78. Another steal, Holthusen doing it all. He's pushing it, he's leading the break. Stolen by Jenniges. Bounce pass off the foot of Moore. Larry Larson wanted the ball to go to Brau, but Jenniges made the pass, and it was a little too much on it, the bounce pass.
A little bit harder pass also going cross court than just going up the sideline. It's a little safer.
Kingbird, that's a 3. Oh, he got it. Down to 12. Kingbird with 20. Right away, Lowaji. His first points in a while. 10 for Lowaji. Here's Kingbird, another 3. No, Lowaji with a rebound.
I think that's going to go against Charnosky.
Now there's silence on the floor here. Yep, good eye, Janet. That is 4 on Charnosky. It is a 14-point game Joe Luwachi at the line. The team fouls are even at 8. It's still a 1-and-1. You got to make the first to get the second. You see Charnowski asking for noise. Luwachi barely drew rim. Garrigan. Martin. 3. Oh! It's down to an 11-point game.
Mike Martin timed that perfectly.
More pushing ahead of everybody. That record may come down tonight. Kingbird. Oh, my! Unbelievable. Gerald Kingbird. It's an 11-point game. That's the most important stat. Moore, quick shot. That could have been 5 on Brown. He's tired. Holthusen all the way. Charging foul. And look who took one for the team. Rod Getter, the guy who was had to leave the game.
So he's taken 2 now. Getter was just standing there waiting for Holthusen. No doubt about it. Holthusen gets a little bit out of control when he's dribbling the ball up the court. He does so many things well for them, but he's more of an inside player. Probably doesn't always make the best decisions when he's leading the court in a ball handling capacity. But this Red Lake team, you got to give them a lot of credit. They have hung tough and kept the pressure on Wabasso.
Yeah, that lead at one point was about 20. And this is as pretty a play as you're going to see ever. Look at this.
Wabasso, please report to the scorers table. Tom Kemp of Wabasso to the
Gerald
scorers table.
Kingbird, 2 of his 22. Now, the records, 107 points in a game. That's Bob Moore on the break. 107 points in a game. Wabasso needs 10 points to tie that record. It's still an 11-point game. And Janet, the way that these teams score, unless there are like 10 seconds left, I don't think this is a safe lead.
Not at all. 2 minutes, 51 seconds is a lot of time. One player that's hit some threes for Red Lake is Kyle Kerrigan. And of course, Mike Martin drains it from the corner after getting Luwachi up in the air.
Big stats to remember. The time, the margin, and Brau and Luwachi have 4 fouls. Here comes a bust out, 3-on-1. Stolen by Holthusen, what a play! 3-on-1, and he made the steal. Kingbird, up top, Garrigan. It's 9. Moore. Brau all the way, got it. It's 11 with 2:25 left.
99-88.
I'm afraid if we put the score up, they're going to change while we put the score up. Stolen. Jenniges. Double dribble. It'll stay with Red Lake. Big turnover there because it was 11. A 2 cuts it to 9. A 3 cuts it to 8. Now that score is right, folks, if you're just joining us. Holthusen. Kingbird, 3, short. Garrigan there, got it. No, make that Justin Neto. Off the steal.
Charlie Charnowski is going crazy. He is feeling it. He wants everybody else to help him out the rest of the way. 1:59 to play.
Huh. Justin Neto got that last basket. It's 9 points. That's a 3. Rebound. Who's got it? It's up in the air. Holthusen. He's tipping it to himself. He's got it inside for 2. 30 for Holthusen. It's a 7-point game. 1:40 left. This is unbelievable. Moore up to Brau. Blocking foul, but the basket does not count. Holthusen is fouled out of the game. If it's on Delwyn, he fouls out, and will he get an ovation? Listen to this crowd.
young man played hard tonight. 30 points. Lots of rebounds. I don't have the official numbers yet, but Holthusen, a bright future in basketball, played with a lot of heart tonight. His Warriors will have to go the rest of the way without him. They trail by 7, 99-92. 11 rebounds for Holthusen.
Thank you, Jeff, to our stat man. It is a 7-point game, 1:36 on the clock. I'll tell you, Wabasso is not shooting their free throws well tonight, and maybe that's because they're tired. I don't know.
It definitely is true that it's much more difficult to make your free throws as the game wears on, and this game has been very physically demanding for both teams.
1 out of 2. 8-point game. They're at 100. 100-92. Kingbird. 90 seconds left. That's a 3. Martin. Short. Rebound Brau. Moore. They don't slow down for anybody. Moore. Got it. What a shot. 22 for Bob Moore. Kingbird, a long 3. Oh!
This was crazy.
It just went out of bounds. Jenniges can't handle the pass. It's a 7-point game. 25 for the sophomore, Gerald Kingbird. Have you ever been a part of one like this?
Never. This is Wesley Strong, number 42, with the basketball, just checking into the game.
Kingbird. Got it! It's 5 points. That was a 2, not a 3. Under a minute. Bob Moore all the way. In the pros, that would have counted, but there's not that much continuation. He'll go to the line.
And that was a good foul by Red Lake to foul him on the ground before he started his shot attempt.
Bob Moore will go to the line. The foul is on Kyle Garrigan. That's his second, and even though this is neutral side, it really feels like a home game with this Warrior crowd going bonkers.
It sure does. I think everybody's so wound up here, I don't think anyone's going to be able to sleep tonight.
Now, what a game. Oh, this has been fun. Bob Moore, 23 points.
The record's 107. He can make it 104.
That's right. You know, and how tight this game is right now, I've almost forgotten about it.
Well, again, the record's secondary. I think the win is everything.
He got them both. You're right.
Moore has played so well today.
That's Kingbird for 3, a long 3. Oh, he got another one. 30 for Kingbird. 4-point game. Moore up court to Jenniges. Now they slow it down for the first time in about 2.5 hours. If that's on Brady Brown, he's gone.
It is.
Brady Brown just fouled out of the game away from the ball.
He looked dumbfounded. He couldn't believe it.
It happened. I don't know if he was trying to set a pick for Bob Moore.
That's what it looked like.
All right, it's a 4-point game. Brady Brown has just fouled out with 25 points. Holthusen fouled out with 30. Kingbird at the line. He's in 1-1 because that's 9 fouls. They get to 10, then it's shooting 2.
The fans from both Red Lake and Wabasso are all on their feet.
This one will go down in history, folks. 31 for the sophomore. 30 for the sophomore who fouled out. 104-101. It's a 2-point game. Kingbird has scored the last 10 Warrior points. The time on the screen, left 4th quarter. Kyle Garrigan with the foul. That's 3 on Garrigan. In the game, Wesley Strong, number 42 in red.
Derrick Jenniges at the line for...
This is amazing. Derrick Jenniges at the line. He gets to shoot 2. His team is up by 2.
Wabasso continuing to struggle from the free throw line, and that may come back to haunt them here, Jeff.
Yep. 104, 102, 105, 102. Here we go. Time left, fourth quarter. Charnoski almost took a 3. He's in a jam. He gets it off to Robert Smith. More on the ground. Kingbird! Unbelievable!
Unbelievable.
We're tied! Wabasso wants to inbound the ball.
I think they are going to raise the roof here at the Civic Center tonight.
Well, we'll have a new record, I think. Timeout on the floor. In one of the most unbelievable performances we've seen in a state tournament. Gerald Kingbird has taken the Warriors on his shoulders. 35 points. We're tied at 105. Do you believe this?
I don't believe it.
This place is absolutely bonkers.
Kingbird's performance has been very comparable to Eric Kelly's from Staples Motley earlier. Huge three-pointers consecutively to give his team the opportunity to win. Again, what a clutch performer.
And you know, after all this, it comes down to probably a half-court set off an inbounds play. If Wabasso has their way, you figure they'll work it down because they don't want Red Lake to get another shot, right?
I think they definitely do want to take a shot with maybe 5 seconds left right in that area, maybe even a little bit more, so that they could possibly get an offensive rebound.
All right, there's our score.
There's your leg. From Red Lake was telling his team no fouls. They don't want to foul. Obviously, they'd rather have them take a long shot than get something easy.
I'll tell you what, let's just watch it happen here. This is for the win! We're going overtime in St. Paul. Red Lake Falls has come back. We'll go to a break. Red Lake, excuse me. Red Lake, that's the first time I've done that tonight. Back with overtime in a moment. Overtime in a classic. It was 81-62 after 3. Red Lake came back with 43 points in the fourth quarter. They outscore Wabasso 43-24. We're tied at 105.
That is unbelievable.
43 points.
Gerald Kingbird has 6 3-pointers for the game. He made 4 3-pointers in the fourth quarter alone. We have a 4-minute overtime period.
After Holthusen fouled out, he put the team on his shoulders.
Holthusen is out for Red Lake. Brady Brown is out for Wabasso with fouls.
And the mighty Mo is swinging towards the Red Lake. Rebound Martin. Inside, Smith. Red Lake Falls leads for the first time since the first half. They have tied a tournament record for the most points in a game. Jenniges, he's been quiet lately. He's got 28. Getter! Rod Getter.
Basket, Rod Getter.
Inside Robert Smith. You're right, he does have great jumping ability. That is the first Red Lake lead. Now it's tied, but that was the first lead since 2:18 of the first quarter. Wow, that's a long time. We're tied. March Madness at its finest.
Well, both of these two teams share the record for most points in a single game. They both have 107, and that is the record. They're tied with Moorhead.
That was in 1968.
But they won't share it when this is all over.
No. Getter again. It's blocked by Smith. 2:40 left in the overtime. Gerald Kingbird, the most dangerous man on the floor right now. Baseline. No. Rebound. Luwaji. Tough pass to Getter, and that was a mistake. It's stolen by Charnowski. Baseline. Martin. Three. No. Reach-in foul on Kingbird. That is 4 on Gerald Kingbird. You know what's unbelievable? Holthusen and Kingbird are sophomores. We talked about it before. But they are putting on shows. Holthusen is fouled out, but Kingbird has 35 points.
Robert Smith, the only senior in the starting 5 for Red Lake. That's a scary thought.
All right, Mike Martin is out. Justin Netto is in. I've never seen basketball players ask for noise the way Red Lake asks for support. And they're getting it because this place is really loud in here. That is a state record for the most points scored by a team in a tournament. Bob Moore with 25. He gives his team a 109-107 lead. Gerald Kingbird on Moore. That's a three. He missed one. Inside, Smith. A lot of contact down there. Baseline, Charnowski, and we're tied at 109.
Give Smith the credit for getting the offensive rebound.
Three, Jenniges, in and out. The basket didn't line.
And the defensive rebound.
Wide open is Charnowski. Jenniges made him change his shot. Here's Jenniges. He almost lost it. Moore outside, short. These guys got to be tired. Kingbird gets through. Here comes Gerald. They're trying to get the charge, but he's going all the way. 37 for the sophomore.
He's playing with 4 fouls also. You've got to be careful here.
Yeah, that was almost a 5th foul on the reach. Red Lake by 2, and we're coming up on a minute. That's a 3 by Jenniges. That ties the record for the most three-pointers by a team in a game. How many is that, Jeff? 11. More importantly, it gives Wabasso a 1-point lead, and here comes Red Lake walking it up.
Jenniges with 31.
Oh, man, we're going to have about 15 players in the game. Kingbird for 3. Rebound, Getter. Moore's breaking out of the pack. Wabasso by 3. They've scored 5 straight. Time left in the overtime. I don't dare say the game. Oh, tough foul there. Or is it a timeout?
Looks like the timeout was called before the contact occurred.
Janet will keep it here. Whew. I hope everybody around the great state of Minnesota is enjoying this one, because no matter what happens, they'll be talking about it in the future. 41.7 seconds. No lead is safe, and this one's only 3. Red Lake came back from 19 in the 4th quarter.
Unbelievable comeback. Wabasso and Red Lake, 1997 state tournament. They'll be talking about this one for a long time, and whoever does emerge the winner tonight or tomorrow morning, however long this game goes, it's going to be a short turnaround. 1 o'clock state championship right here tomorrow afternoon. So we're looking at, golly, less than 14 hours away.
I will say that there is something about the St. Paul Civic Center and the last game of the night on Friday night. I don't know if Wally Shaver and Lou Nanny are watching, but if they are, they're probably saying, you know, it's about time someone else announced one of these, because our hockey games the last 2 years have been on Friday nights in this building, and now we have one here. In fact, you did a double overtime game earlier today.
Double overtime with De La Salle emerging victorious over Staples Motley in the 2A division.
And that final, well, it was 63-61. It seems to have almost doubled
It seems like days ago.
All right, Kingbird will inbound. Smith along the baseline. 3-point lead. Here's Garrigan outside.
It sounds like such a cliche to say you hate for someone to have to lose, but both of these teams, there's Kingbird again, have played so hard.
Garrigan inside. No, all red on the board. It was all red shirts on the board. Charnowski cuts it to 1. And these are the closing seconds of overtime. Garrigan got the foul. That's 4 on him. Moore will go to the line.
Charnowski, number 22, also has 4 fouls.
We have another record here, Janet. Most field goals by teams. Wabasso with 45, Red Lake with 47. The old record, Minneapolis Roosevelt hit 41, and so did South St. Paul. Roosevelt did it in 56. South St. Paul did it in 1970.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Gerald Kingbird just looked up in the stands. And Jenniges there at half court talking a little bit, looking up in the stands at their crowd, just smiling and shaking their heads and kind of sharing with each other. Can you believe this? And isn't this great? And it's a nice exchange between those two players.
Yeah, absolutely. There is no loser in this game because they will be, no matter who comes out with more points, they'll be talking about being a part of this for years. Usually they talk about Minnesota hockey with all that lore. This will go down too. I know you've been a part of some great games as a player and an announcer. Wow, this one is a great one.
227 points scored.
I think the NBA and college, if they want to learn how to score points, could come here. You're right, because they play about 36 minutes.
That is the story. That is incredible.
Oh, this is fun. I hope everybody's having as much fun at home as we are bringing this to you. And the Red Lake players are out of there, and do they have energy? They're asking their crowd for noise. Bob Moore at the line, and in the closing seconds of regulation, Wabasso had a chance to put some distance between themselves and the Warriors, and they didn't. Here we go. This is 2 shots. And now this next one is huge because it's a 2-point game right now.
Well, either way, look for number 21 in the red, Gerald Kingbird, to probably bring the ball down to...
He missed it.
Oh,
Lawaji with a rebound. Joe Lawaji. Here we go. That may do it. It's 4 points. Wabasso wins a classic. You know what's great about this right now? Fans from both sides are giving their team standing ovations, and they deserve it. 117-113, the overtime final.
A lot of emotion on the court, a lot of hugs between these players.
We're getting set to go to Andy Scoopman in a moment. He's got Derrick Jenniges there at 31. Bob Moore with 29.
Bob Moore just looked numb after this game was over.
Let's go to him now. Andy, take it away.
All right, Jeffrey, thank you very much. I'm with Derrick Jenniges. Unbelievable. I know you guys have been in a lot of high-scoring games, but this one has to top it all, doesn't it?
Oh, no doubt. We were expecting a high-scoring game. We had a tape of them, and we seen they played exactly like us. So we just coming out and hope we can outrun them and get them down early.
Tell me what was in your mind when they made that run at the end and tied it up.
Oh man, I didn't know what was going on. I was so scared. I don't know. Kingbird, I got to give him some credit. He was shooting from everywhere, and he was hitting. He was on fire.
You know, you made a lot of history tonight. It's got to feel great, huh?
Oh, this is awesome. This has been our goal all year. We just want to come up here and put on a good show, and if we win, and we won.
Congratulations and good luck tomorrow.
Thanks.
All right, Wabasso advances in a record-setting performance here tonight. They defeat Red Lake Falls. We'll return with some final thoughts from the St. Paul Civic Center right after this.
We are back. That is right. 117, 113. Two high schools from outstate Minnesota just gave everybody a lesson in how to score. Wabasso to the championship in a fantastic game. Jeff Grayson back here at the St. Paul Civic Center courtside with Janet Carvin, and I apologize if I got too excited, but it was just that kind of a game.
It really was that kind of a game, and I think everybody in this Civic Center really enjoyed it. A lot of emotion on both sides, just a great appreciation for the efforts of these two very high-powered offensive teams.
You know, we saw a lot of three-pointers. We saw a lot of fast breaks. But when we look at the Heartland Chevy play of the game, it's one that happened in close off of a rebound.
That's right. Right at the end of the game, off of the missed free throw. And again, that would have given Red Lake the opportunity to come down and possibly tie or go ahead even.
That's right. It's 115, 113 here. And watch what happens. Keep an eye on 25 in white. Joel Luwaji, boy, he fought inside.
And that was the play that made the difference.
Because it looked like off that miss, it looked like Red Lake may have a chance to tie it with a 2, or the way Kingbird was shooting, even to win it with a 3, because Gerald sent it into overtime with that 3 late in regulation.
Well,
that was unbelievable.
Of the 230 points, those 2 were really big.
That's right. It was just hard work inside by Joel Luwaji. Well, the player of the game, the American Dairy player of the game, Derrick Jenniges, who just spoke with Andy before, finished with 31.
A game he'll never forget. Congratulations to Derrick Jenniges. He will receive a certificate and donation sent to Wabasso on his behalf from your local dairy farmers who asked.
Got milk, and let me just say, we could have picked any one of about a half dozen in this game. We're going to send it back to the table, I guess, right here. Let's go to Andy Skugman with an interview.
All right, Jeff, thank you very much. I'm with Coach Doug DeJarle. Coach, wow, a lot of fun to watch. You just came out on the short end of a very long stick, I guess.
You know, that was a nice comeback by my boys. I'm really proud of them. One more bucket, and I think we would have had them. Or give me another half a minute, maybe. They should have extend the overtime to 5:50 or 5:30, I think, then instead of 5 minutes.
Tell me what it means for Red Lake. I mean, you put on a great show here, and you had great fan support.
Yeah, they really helped us out that last quarter. Whenever we wanted some uplift, they really gave it to us. You know, they've been doing it to us all year long. Just can't say enough about them. A really good feeling.
Does it mean, it has to mean a lot to you to be a part of really a record-setting performance here tonight?
Well, it's mostly it's for the kids. It's their records, not mine. I don't care about records.
Well, Coach, you played a great game and you had a fantastic season. Congratulations.
All right, thanks a lot.
All right, that is Doug DeJarle, the Red Lake coach. He came out on the losing end, but it was a fantastic effort by his team tonight. We will return to the St. Paul Civic Center with some final thoughts in just a moment.
Wabasso will play Hancock for the championship tomorrow afternoon
at 1 o'clock right here on UPN 9 in Class A, and they gave us a grade A game in our last one of the night, 117-113 in overtime.
Well, not everybody probably appreciates the lack of defense that we saw at times during this game, but at the same time, both teams left everything they had on the court tonight. And for Wabasso, I don't know if they have anything to go on for tomorrow, but they're not worried about that at this point in time. They're just enjoying it. And I think Doug Desjardins, the Red Lake coach, said it best too when he said, this is for the kids.
Yeah.
And a lot of fine efforts by some neat young men out there tonight.
I was impressed by both the respect both teams had for each other. Standing ovations from both teams. The Red Lake fans were fantastic all night. Gerald Kingbird 37, Delwyn Holthusen 30, Derrick Jenniges 31, Bob Moore 29, Brady Brown 25. 6 players, 25 or more points. 5 players, 25 or more. That was unbelievable. It was a great game. And let's go to Andy Skugman. Put this one to bed, sir.
All right, Jeffrey, thank you very much. Just recap. 5 state tournament records were broken or tied tonight to run it down. Most points by a winning team, most points by a losing team, most points in a game, most field goals by a team in a game. Both teams broke that record. And most 3-pointers by a team. Wabasso had 11. That ties a state record here tonight. Unbelievable. All I can say is that Coach Paul Westhead would be proud, very proud. We hope for 4 more exciting championship games tomorrow. For all of us at Minnesota 9 News, for our entire broadcast team of Roger Buxton, Janet Carvenin, Jeff Grayson, I'm Andy Skugman saying so long from the capital city we call St. Paul. We'll see you tomorrow on Championship Saturday. Good night, everybody.